Hello, everybody. Welcome to Way to Win. Good to have you all with us again today, and hope you're all having a pleasant weekend as we're in Durban now for the Daily News 2000. Going to be a fantastic race, supported by another fantastic Group 1 Will Lavington. Also on the same day, racing is at Kenilworth. My tipster's Daryl Marie, who is in Johannesburg. Weather Johannesburg, winter starting, Daryl.
Yeah, very, very chilly at the moment, Clyde. But one thing is for sure, we'll get through the meeting and we'll get through it safely. So all systems go for Sunday.
Okay, well, that's all good for Sunday. Here in Durban, it's a beautiful weather. There's a little bit overcast or whatever. I think there might be a bit of a tailwind, 7 meter, the false rail when they turn for home at Greyville, but it's lovely here. And Western Cape Active Thunder runs on tomorrow, Saturday. This being recorded 5 o'clock Friday night. Darren Burrows, your horse, first time out. I know you liked it to run a good race, and I'm sure you're expecting and very excited about a big run on Saturday.
Yes, definitely. The 1,000 meter was too sharp first time out, but he did catch the eye late. There has been a lot of rain around. I think the penetrometers on 27, could go to 28 tomorrow. I hope the rain stays away, that racing continues, and we're expecting a nice run. I will be on course and hopefully to lead him in.
Okay, well, that'll be fantastic. I hope that is the case for you too. I know it's very exciting. I'm sure for your first time, I mean, nothing better when it comes to something like that at the end of the day. That's all you want and all you need. All right, so let's quickly have a look at scratchings for Greyville whilst we go there and take a look at what the story is at this point in time. That's all the information I've got on as at 4:10. Have you guys got any more information about scratchings Greyville Saturday?
I think that's the latest update, Clyde.
Is that the latest update? Okay. And I think what's also exciting about the meet, if I can, as far as that is concerned, is with regards to what's actually going on. Remember, we're crossing into Hong Kong. Hong Kong is with commingling pools, etc. as well. So I know that's very exciting. And I know the guys are expecting some really, really good pools as far as pick sixes are concerned too, just for the local from a carryover perspective. And we've got something from Tab Gold that I'd like to share with you as well, if I may, and show that very quickly. And that is with regards to betting into the pools, the Daily News 2000 in Will Lavington from races 2 through 9. You've got your Tab Gold, Win Place, Swinger, Quinella pools, commingling with Hong Kong. Average pool 6 million rand plus, and a million rand Tab Gold pick six carry over. And there they're predicting a 5 million rand pool. So I would imagine you guys have done all of the necessary studying as would be the case. Am I right?
Clyde, we've done as best as we can. But the pick six is, to be honest, very costly. But with the pool, with the carrot dangling above us, with a 5 million rand pool, you want to give it your best shots and you want to cover all bases. And I think that's the way we've angled up pick six today.
So it's tough. So even if you take a percentage, not the end of the world. Take it, so what? As long as you catch it, that's the number one thing, correct?
100%. Give yourself a chance.
Okay, well, let's start with the fourth race at Greyville, the first leg of the pick six over there. And at the moment, 28-10 about number 6, Flower of Saigon. This is the Daily News social media handicap. It's at the fillies and mares, 78. Simply Complicated, 6-1 and 7-1 about number 3, Abbey Wood. I'll start with Darren Burrows. Let's start there with you. What do you see first leg of the pick six here, Darren?
Well, we've gone quite narrow. We've gone 4 runners in the pick six. Flower of Saigon is actually my best bet on the card. It's an open-looking card, but she was the best that I could find. She really caught my eye when she tried the 2,000-meter trip last time. She made a late run down the center of the track and was closing fast at the leaders. That was a strong race. I know she's carrying top weight of 61.5 in a handicap, but I do believe that she's good enough to beat a field of this quality from a decent draw, Grand Fanikak up. So for me, Flower of Saigon, the horse to beat. Another 3 runners I want to mention, Integrity. She went the 1,800-meter trip on the poly last time, and she finished a race off well. I do believe she'll be thereabouts. Another horse, Twice to Sydney. She comes with a very strong late run. From the draw, I think they'll tuck her in, and she'll be finishing very strongly through runners. And then we've thrown in Slevenora. This filly had a long layoff a couple of runs back, and she's coming on steadily the right way, and her ratings dropped. So we've included her into the pick 6 as well. But for me, Flower of Saigon, the horse to beat.
That's your play. Okay. So Daryl, that Darren makes Flower of Saigon one of the best bets on the card. It's a difficult play. I guess if we are going wide, there might be two choices here. Either you bank a Flower of Saigon in the one play of the pick 6, or you go as wide to ultimately to cover because you're cautious on such a big day. You don't really want to go out the first leg. But fortune favors the brave, as they say, Daryl. So what are you doing?
Yeah, Clyde, with the pick 6 pool or estimated pool of 5 million rand, you certainly don't want to have all your eggs in one basket in the first leg. It would be lovely to bank her because she's no doubt the filly to beat. Eye-catching performance last night. She turned into the straight on the rail. She actually finished towards the outside. So if she didn't hang and she ran straight, she would have finished much closer. But one thing is for certain is she gets the trip now. And it was only her first start of the distance. So she's fairly unexposed over this, and she could still be ahead of the handicapper and taking on weak over here. But I like the fact that Integrity is now being tried over the extra. And she's out of Giant's Causeway Dam, who won over 1,800 herself. So she could be unexposed of this trip. And if she's more effective, gain the 2,000, she could get the run of the race and be the favorite's biggest danger. And the other two that Darren's touched on, I think they could be a nice trifecta and quartet fillies to include. But Flower of Saigon is certainly the one to beat on her latest effort.
Well, that's probably the play then, Flower of Saigon. Watch out for that as far as the opening leg of the pick 6 is concerned. Okay, well, let's move on from there now and go on to the opening leg of the jackpot now and take a look at what the market forecasts as far as that event is concerned. We'll have a look for you quickly. And again, I have to stress that this is merely just a guide for you to make up your mind, but it's good to see sometimes when there is that much confidence coming from the team, and in particular, in this case, with Flower of Saigon and Integrity in the fourth race. First leg of the jackpot race 5, 3-1 the field, where 13 Silver Host is at 3-1, 4 Black Nappers at 7-2, and then 8-1 and better about the others. You've got 8-1 Matterhorn, number 7, 12 St. Philip is at 8-1, and also 15 Bayberry, Samanga Kamalo's ride is at 8-1. And this is, of course, the Lonsdale Stirrup Cup. It's a grade 3 over 2,400 meters. Always been a very good race for many, many a year. Daryl, Marie, I'll start with you. What do you see this? How's this playing out? I'm a Bayberry guy. Yeah, what do you like?
Yeah, Clyde, if Bayberry wins, I think we go out the pick 6. We haven't included it, so.
No, I like it for I'm talking about values, obviously. With your pick, I know your pick 6s. I don't want to put any. I like Bayberry. You pick Samanga Kamalo, nice place. Maybe we get 2-1 a place, that sort of stuff. So that's basically why I like it. Place.
It's a 1.5 mile race. You need a lot of luck on your side, Clyde. You need a lot of luck in running. No surprise to see the money come for number 4, Black Nappy. He was priced as big as 14-1 early in the week. And strictly on his last start, when he was having his first run as a gelding, he ran well above his rating. He ran to 105. So if he's able to reproduce a similar effort, it would bring him into this race 3.5 kilograms well in, strictly on that effort. And he has proven in the past that he does get 1.5 miles. So he's certainly one for the short list. Then you've got the likes of the favorite Silver Host, who's a son of Silvano. And he's racing off his highest rating currently, which suggests that he's improving with racing and he's still on the upgrade. Another one of the leading lights over here is actually a Durban July nominee, along with Matterhorn, who since he's been stepped up above 1 mile, he's done absolutely nothing wrong. His form is faultless. So he has certainly got to be included over here. A roughie I found in the pack over here, I think it's number 9, Favor. Now his latest 2 wins to date have come on the turf Greyville circuit. So he's got a distinct liking for this track and trip. I think he could be the lurker in the pack. So for me, those are the 4 I'd like to concentrate over here. But the race certainly doesn't stop there. And I think if you want to go wider and your budget allows for it, throw in 1 or 2 extra with the likes of St. Philip and Bayberry, but we haven't included them because our pick
Yeah,
six is quite costly already.
Yeah, it is so costly already. That's why that first leg is so important. Okay, Darren, what do you want to do in this race? I would
Well,
assume.
I'm going to run through my 5 selections in order of preference.
Okay.
My first choice is Black Nap. I was really impressed with his last start over Shorter, and he was staying on really strongly first run after the gelding. He'll get the trip, no problem. And I mean, he's run a length of Chrome Yellow, half length Love Happens. He beat Bayberry in the Settlers. And I think he's got the come on look about him. He's got a good draw, so he can get into the box seat and have every chance from there. Matterhorn done nothing wrong. He's consistent as they come, and he'll be right there at the finish. Silver Host, top weight, widest draw. I'm not sure what the tactics are going to be, but he's got the class on his side. He'll be thereabouts. Chrome Yellow is a horse that I won't ignore. He's so consistent. He's run with the best of them over the staying trips, and he's finished well. I wouldn't exclude Chrome Yellow. And then the dark horse in the race is Holy Warrior, with only 52 kilos on his back. His first run in the province was a good enough run over 1,900 meters, and he's run off 2 lengths off Silver Host, a short head off Chrome Yellow in the past, and he can be competitive at a massive price, so we have thrown him in.
Yeah, Chrome. So you're referring to both numbers 6 and 14, am I right?
Yes.
As far as numbers are concerned, so they're going to have to be included as well. Okay, let's go on to the 6th race on the card, the Willabington, and here, War of Athena. Funny enough, when I got to Durban, I bumped into the first person I saw was Paul Matchett, believe it or not, and he looks in good spirits. War of Athena is at 7-10 currently. The 5 Princess Keller is at 2-1, was at 16-10, is now 2-1. And 7 Netta, as you all know, is a Vodacom Durban July, one of those runners at 15-4, a third favorite. The volume in the race, there's been a bit of, some movement, as you can see here, for War of Athena. For a lot of people, they would have assumed, Daryl, this is a one-horse race after watching her win the Wilgeborst Drift Triple Tiara so impressively. But I've subsequently heard from some others that Princess Keller and Netta are not out of it. I mean, what is your take on it?
Well, Clyde, like you touched on, it's a grade 1 Willabington, and whenever I read into a grade 1, I'd like to see a perfect preparation. And for that reason and that reason only, I'll make number 5, Princess Keller, the one to beat. She's having a peak run. And if you go back to a later start, Clyde, behind Captain's Ransom, they crawled in that race. The race wasn't run to suit her. And for me, that was the run of the race, because she came from stone last and she was finishing like a steam train, despite having pulled in the early stages of that race. Just strictly on times, if Captain's Ransom had to run in the Colton Geldings equivalent of the WSB Guineas, she would have run stone last. That just shows you how slow that race was run. And for Princess Keller to do what she did in the straights, it was a smashing effort.
Yeah, okay.
She's shown in the past that she does get 10 furlongs. She ran in the JMB Mets. She only ran 5 lengths behind the best of the best. And for me, she's had the perfect prep. But War of Athena seems to get the run of the race. They've got the stable companion in there to ensure, I would say, honest gallop. I don't think she's certainly not going to stretch him out. I think just an honest gallop will be set. War of Athena, the Triple Tiara winner, you can't fault her. And then Netta, for me, that was the most eye-catching performance of her career to date last time out, when she smashed the field in the Gerald Rosenberg grade 2. I mean, she had the race at the Mercy at the 400-meter mark. That was a smashing victory. She really turned it on. So I wouldn't be surprised to see reverse the fall with War of Athena, because she's obviously improving. We put all 3 in the pick 6. I'm leaning towards Princess Keller because she's had the perfect prep.
Okay, so War of Athena, not overs for you. Darren, what's your take?
Really hard to split War of Athena and Princess Keller for me. Reason being, War of Athena's won her last 3 starts with ease. I don't think she's come off the bit. But Princess Keller's had the perfect prep going into the race. and she's more unexposed. I mean, running 5th in the Met as a 3-year-old filly just showed how good she was, and she clipped heels around the bend. Grant van Niekerk did say she would have got a lot closer that day. Adam does like her. He's expecting a big run. So very hard to split War of Athena and Princess Calla. And then Netta, on her last win, I mean, she clocked a faster time than Got the Green Light did the same day. That was a smashing win. And I think she's improving. So I'm not going to split them. We are going 1, 5, and 7 in the pick 6.
What happened to Captain's Ransom? Why didn't she run? What happened? Wasn't she in here? And then what's the story there?
Yeah, they didn't want to go 2,000 meters with her and then back to the mile for the Garden Province.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so it sounds like we're not War of Athena only. It's a little bit more difficult than that. So look out from a betting perspective. Be careful. I guess at the end of the day, as we move on from the running of the Willavington, and we go on now to race number 7 on the card. And this, of course, is the running of the Daily News 2000. And we'll take a look at the market over there and see what the story is here, where Linebacker is currently at 37-20. Number 8, Cometitung, is at 22-10. And 7, Second Base, is at 6-1. And I cut it off after that because I think it's double figures about everything else. As far as the betting on from Interbet is concerned. So I'll come to you, Darren. I mean, Linebacker, very impressive. Cometitung, beautiful, stunning looking horse. Second Base has always been one of your favorites. And I suppose the question is, does it end there? Or is there something else in there?
Well, we are opting to go the top 2 in the betting only, but there are other horses with chances. Linebacker is as consistent as they come. He's top class. He won the Guineas in good style. Cometitung had excuses last time out. He was having his first run since January, a little bit of a setback. And that was a smashing run. I really believe he's going to build on that effort. He's going to be a much fitter horse. So I'm leaning towards Cometitung to turn the tables on Linebacker on his last start. The dark horse is Rascallion. I've always fancied this horse. I know how good he is, but he's very temperamental and he doesn't seem to put his best foot forward. I mean, he's run 1 length off Linebacker in the Derby. He's been beaten 1.5 lengths in the Guineas in Cape Town, where he was very unlucky, where he had to check severely at the 250-meter mark. So Rascallion, if he really turns up and he puts in his best effort, he could be the joker in the pack. Second Base, very consistent form, good last run, but he's had quite a tough season. We have opted to leave him out. And the Gatekeeper, very highly regarded in the stable, but I would have liked to see a little bit better run in the Guineas in Durban.
Okay, so but I understand where you're going, and it could be a bit more difficult, but from a pick 6 perspective, we're siding with the Linebacker and with Cometitung. Daryl, just on that, I mean, listening to what Darren had to say, if it's not those two, there are quite a few others in there that certainly want us to respect, but got to draw the line somewhere. Where do you draw the line?
I draw the line with the Cape contenders of Clyde. I think they'll certainly fight out the trifecta. I think Second Base has had a very tough campaign, and plus he put in the run behind the Premier's Champions Challenge. So I think he's been on the boil for quite some time of year. Whereas Linebacker and Cometitung both put in cracking efforts in their first runs after arrest. I think Linebacker, he was perfectly positioned, but it was effortless for him up the straight. Grant van Niekerk was looking around with 300 to go. He didn't even have to push the button or ask for any sort of effort. Whereas Cometitung suffered some interference in the early stages of the race. And for him to finish off his race like he did was a cracking effort on his behalf. So I think those are certainly the two to focus on over here. But you've got some horses on the fringe of getting into the July or not, the likes of Rascallion and the Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
But strictly on their latest runs, you can't go into this race with that much confidence on their behalf, because the Gatekeeper, he was well and truly beaten. And but if you go back to his Cape Derby run, he wasn't too far behind linebackers. So
Yeah.
if he puts a bad effort behind him and reproduces his best form, it won't be a shock to see him finish thereabouts. And Rascallion, just follow him behind the pens because he sweats up profusely. And it was a disappointing effort as his first run as a gelding. But also on previous form lines, he's not far off the top two, or at least the top one. But I think linebacker could be something special. I think he should have actually won the Cape Guineas as well. He was caught 3 wide. He was very unlucky on that occasion. And his last victory was super impressive. So I think linebacker and Comet Didin, those two to fight it out, throwing Rascallion and the gatekeeper for the trifecta.
Okay, I think we wrapped that up fairly well as far as that event is concerned, as we move away from the Daily News 2000, which is going to be a super race, and go on, of course, to the final leg of the jackpot now. And it's always good to have Daily News as part of the event and the sponsorship. They give very good coverage in the paper and online, etc. So that always does help us one way or the other. The 8th race on the card. Let's go on to that now. And this is a lifestyle handicap. It's this particular event is run over the 1,400 meters, and I don't know. This looks absolutely nightmarish when you look at it. I wouldn't even know where to start, to be quite frank. Looking at the field, when they bet 6-1 the field, it's a kind of race where if you like a 10-1 shot, then you can get away with it with 1 or 2 horses without having to load that many. You know, you've got a nice chance of picking up some money. Is there, Daryl? Is there something in here that's good value?
Yeah, I've spotted number 10 of you as the value horse in the race, Fight Song. I like the fact that his rating is coming down and he's being dropped in trip, because he has the tendency to travel quite strongly in his races. And I think if Sichler can just manage to settle him in the early parts, give him a chance, I think he's shown glimpses of ability in the past that he's capable. So he's my lurker in the pack. I think the favorite represents some value of here, Prince of Taranto at 6-1, because he's obviously lightly raced and he's improving with every start, and he's having his 3rd run off the layoff. He should be cherry ripe, and he's very effective over this course in distance. And then the likes of Chatterton Keeper, he goes handy from a good draw for a change. He'll be thereabouts. His running style suits this track. And another one I want to touch on is Gentleman's Way. He's never far off, and he absolutely loves the 7 furlong. So another bold effort can be expected. But as the betting suggests, it's wide open, and you can certainly throw in as much as your budget allows.
Okay, and that horse number 10, Fight Song, is one of your outsiders that you like there, in case for those trifectas and quartet punters. Darren, you got a double-digit horse in here?
Yes, I have, but it's a really open race. We've tried to narrow it down for the pick 6. We went a couple of runners. The source Chatterton's Keeper is never far off. He's consistent. He's got the draw. And if he's going to crack it, he might just crack it tomorrow. So Chatterton's Keeper will be there. I think this horse Preemptive Strike is going to improve over the 1,400-meter trip. He was only 3.5 lengths off Dandolo. That was his first run back after his Cape Town season. First time out the maidens. That was a good enough effort. Prince of Taranto caught the eye last time out, first time out the maidens. We've included him. This horse Drunken Sailor. If I'm not mistaken, he was scratched at the start last time out. But I did fancy him that day because his ratings come down to a good mark and he's got the 1 draw. So Drunken Sailor must be respected. And then obviously Fight Song. A big rating drop. If he can get a nice position from the widest draw, could be competitive.
Okay, so 1 and 10 must be added in as far as that event is concerned, the 8th race, the final leg of the jackpot. So, yeah, that's interesting. Not an easy race. The 9th race on the card, which is the final leg of the pick 6. Let's go and have a look at that quickly, because if you are running in the pick 6, this is where you want to be now, and everybody around you hoping that you get through it, because it's one of the I think more of the tough races on the card. I just want to quickly pull up the Interbet market for you guys, just to have a look, if I may, and show you what we've got as far as the last leg goes. And it's 7-2 the field basically, and Just a Guy thing is top of the boards, number 2 at 7-2, 4 Dallas is 7-1, 1 Seen the Light is 8-1, together with Antonagus 8-1, the 10 Argent Murphy 8-1, and then 10-1 and better about the others. I know one of you were on the Digavea horse here that I remember through the group that you guys were chatting about the horse Antigonus. Is that right? Was it you, Darren?
Yes, that's my value bet on the card at 8-1. 2 runs back, he came off a little bit of a break over the 1200 at Scottsville, but the amount of ground he made up from the 400 to finish, another 50 meters, he probably gets up to win. He was really motoring home strongly behind Dallas, and the race he ran off a 66. Last time he went to a 67, and he got caught 3 wide around the bend, and he just couldn't find a finish from there. So from a decent draw back over the 1200 in this sort of field, I think Antigonus is the horse to beat. Okay. Just a guide thing, he's got to be ridden properly. You've got to go handy with him to the front, and then he finds a finish. If you get caught behind horses, he seems to just give in. So for me, Antigonus to beat, just a guide thing. Others to consider, a horse like Cesura, with the 4 kilo claim, he drops in trip, and on his best form, he can be competitive. We have gone wider than that in the pick 6.
All right, Daryl, Antigonus at 8-1 for Darren. Have you got something in there?
Yeah, I just want to touch on 2 runners of Clyde that bring some positives on their behalf. I like the look of number 1, Seeing the Lights. You've got Richard Forey on a horse that's back on turf, and his rating has dropped from Storgate number 1. He's going to be thereabouts. I think he's going to be well positioned and given every chance. And Cesura, number 7. Have a look at his Greyville turf runs. He loves the Greyville turf. And you can see his rating has plummeted, I think, from a 77 to a 68. He now gets the blinkers and 4 kgs off his back. If he isn't run off his feet, and if the 1200 is not too short for him or too sharp for him, I think he'll be thereabouts. But we've gotten wide in the last leg. We're hoping to survive going into this leg. That's why we put a few over here to ensure that we get through.
Okay, so it doesn't sound easy. The last 2 legs, as you heard from the gentleman. Let's hope we are able to survive it. I wanted to. What we can do is quickly have a look. Unfortunately, I don't have betting for Turffontein. We haven't got the Turffontein betting up from Interbet just yet. So on that basis, I guess what we will do is just have a look at what you guys are looking at as far as exotics are concerned, if that's okay. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. So I'll put that up for you right now, and you can have a look at the different exotics. So we'll start up with, if I can, we'll start with the Greyville meet, and then obviously go through the Turffontein all the same. And the first one that we want to show everybody is the pick 6 that comes with the Greyville meeting. And as you can see from what is on screen at the moment, it really is difficult. I mean, that we've narrowed down, as you would have noticed there in the 4th leg on the card, which is basically the Daily News 2000, and going with those 2 runners in the race. And we think that those are probably the right 2. But again, you heard from the guys, there are no guarantees, because it's a tough race. So it does seem fairly difficult. Open. First leg, maybe there's an opportunity to get away with what Darren likes. He's fancy. Maybe there's an opportunity to jump in there and play at smalls. But nevertheless, with that being said, it's 705 Rand. It might be less. Take it for half of that, for 5%, and see what you want to do with that. Which takes us to the next now, which is going to be the meet at the Bipot. Let's have a look at the Bipot and take you through that, which starts up with the second race on the card. And here we've gone 1, 9, and 12 by 4, 6, and 7. By 1, 6, 11, and 13, by 4, 7, 9, 13, 14, by 1, 5, 7, by 6, and 8. That's the perm as far as the Viper. Am I correct in that it cost 1,080 Rand? Have you guys got that right?
Yeah, Clyde, the perms are very costly, but the pools justify us spending a little bit extra.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're able to catch a percentage, 10% of the pick 6, you'll be smiling.
Sure.
We're covering all bases. Let's hope we even able to get it right, because it doesn't end where with the amount of runners that we've stopped at.
Just apart from that horse Bayberry that I like as an outsider to run a place, I like this horse in the bipod that you guys have got here in the third race called Hugs Accepted. Number 4 in the card. Had a look at that form, and I think that's a massive runner in the third race. So just watch out for that Greyville. Let's go to Turffontein. Okay, take us. Well, let me call the bipod to you guys quickly. Turffontein for Sunday, we've gone 72 Rand. So by the looks of things, it appears relatively easy. Banker 1 in the first leg of the bipod Turffontein by 3 and 10, by Banker 8, by 6, 9, 10, by 1, 6, 7, by 1, 2, 4, and 8. And as far as the Sunday meet is concerned, there are only 8 races at Turffontein, with the bipod starting up, obviously, with there being 8 races, it'll start in the first race, and the first banker is that Horse Global player, number 1, and the second banker, number 8 on the card, is specially selected in the third race. So that's the bipod for Turffontein, as you can see, 72 Rand. The pick 6, the guys are bankering in the first leg of the pick 6, number 8, specially selected. Can we just talk about that first leg? I mean, Darren, is that you confident that's good enough first leg?
Well, Clyde, he brings in the strongest form of the race runners. His biggest dangers are first timers, so we don't mind running second or third to first timers. I wouldn't be jumping in at his current odds, but for the pick 6 perspective, I think you can be confident in bankering him.
Darren, you on the same page?
Yes, for sure. Of the race runners, he really does stand out as a banker.
Okay, good. That's with us. Daryl, I'll come to you now. You can talk us through both your play of the day for Saturday, Sunday weekend's bet.
Yeah, Clyde, with the fact that our perms are so costly at Greyville, I thought, let me try and give the weighted to win viewers a little bit of a lifeline before they kick off the pick 6. I'm tipping race 2, Gainsford, as my best bet. He's currently 9-2. And if you have some time, go on to either Gold Circle or www.teletrack.com and watch his latest run. Not only was he balked, he got taken out 3 times, and his last the last interference that he's met in the race was his worst. And I promise you can put a line through that. If Grant Finneker can just give him a chance and get him to settle, he's got the turn of foot to run them down. So I think he's worth a bet at 9-2. And if he arrives, you know what, you can take a bigger percentage in the pick 6.
Sure.
Then we're going on to Turffontein on Sunday. My value bet comes up in the last race, Rock You. I think she's much better around the bend. And you can see she's run to Puerto Manzano on the inside track. She finally gets a good draw, and I think she is capable of running handier, and she's effective running handier. So I think Craig Zaki can place her from a good draw, and off her current rating, I think she represents value at around each way. I mean, 10-1, get stuck in each way. Those are my 2 for the weekend, Clyde.
Excellent. Thank you, Daryl. Darren, over to you for your play as far as the weekend is concerned.
So my best bet comes up at Greyville in race 4, Flower of Saigon. I believe that she's the best filly in the race. She's got to give them weight, but I think she's good enough. And then the value bet Antigonus, I think he's actually 8-1. I think he'll give us a good run for our money. Then Turffontein Sunday, my 2 value bets come in the last 2 races. Indigo, he's got a touch of class about him, this horse, and I'm just hoping that he can return to best form at a decent price of 14-1. And then Future Lady in race 8, I think she's crying out for the 1800-meter trip, and I think we can see the best of her at a big price.
So we got a Rock You and a Future Lady. We can do a bit of the swinger at the back there between you and Daryl.
Yeah,
yes, for sure. Or float them in the quartet.
Yeah,
the quartet. That's correct.
Yeah, I'm just double checking for those who are not following on form. Rock Hughes number 5 and Future Ladies number. So we can go double floating 5 and 10 with the field, or 5 and 10 by 5 and 10 by field at the back. Maybe that's the way we play it. We'll see.
We'll certainly be doing something to that effect, like.
But okay, so we're going to get some money out of Flower of Saigon, as you can see up over there from Darren. First leg of the pick 6. So that's why I keep saying your pick 6 play, be careful there, because you might have an opportunity to get away with something. And as far as Daryl goes, we're going to get some money early at Greyville in the second race with that horse Gainsford. You're confident, Daryl? Marie, you've given us confidence before. Big confidence. Can we go 9-2? What's your scoring out?
I'm confident. Get onto Teletrack or Gold Circle, watch the replay, and you'll have confidence too.
All right, pick up the phone, take the 9 today. We get the 9-2. Okay, the last race, the last message is Friday nights. We come to you, and we trust that you'll just take us as a guide. Please don't take our word for it, because you know what? At the end of the day, if we knew it all, they would between Darren and Daryl, they'll own Cape Town and they'll own Johannesburg. And unfortunately, the truth of the matter is we're still paying off bonds. So that's the case. We got to help you at the end of the day. We trust that you'll have a pleasant day with us, and that a good weekend, because it's good quality racing. We're going into the Vodacom Durban July. I'm not going to ask you what your Vodacom Durban July selections are just yet. I'm planning on doing some doubles and trebles with a few of our partners that will be coming on board, and we can give away some competitions and prizes to our viewers and all that sort of stuff. That's all still coming. All the best, Darren. All the best for you with your horse, especially on Saturday at Kenilworth.
Thank you so much. I think I'm going to have a sleepless night tonight, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, Daryl. See you soon.
Yeah, Clyde, I see Darren's got his haircut for tomorrow's occasion, so I wish him all the best, and I hope his horse runs well.
Hope so too. There's another double and treble for us. Thank you so much, guys. All the best. Chat soon. Bye-bye.